do? It's your boy Wavy. Stay Wavy TV back at y'all with another one. Let's get it, man. So Shakur Stevenson, aka Shakira Twitterson, has basically hinted that his upcoming fight in November with Gervonta Tank Davis has been finalized. Somebody put out a fake date. I believe the date was November 23rd. And Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis have denied that is the date. But after denying that, Shakur Stevenson went on Twitter and said, God, thank you. Thank you for everything you do, the good, the bad. I appreciate it all. And thanks for showing up for me when I needed the most. And then after that tweet, he said, chasing greatness. So there could be two things, right? Either the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis is finalized, or Shakur Stevenson has decided who his new promotion is going to be with. You know, he could possibly be re-signing back with Top Rank and Bob Arum. He could be signing with Al Heyman in the PBC because that is the home of Gervonta Tank Davis. So he possibly could have inked a multiple fight deal with PBC that includes Gervonta Tank Davis. Could be the first fight of the deal. Or he could have signed with Eddie Hearn in his own. So we'll find out. But I think that this is a sign that Shakur has finalized the fight with Gervonta Davis. But you guys got to understand, it's a process, right? They have to agree to a split, the percentage that each fighter is going to get. Then they have to decide, you know, the date, what's going to be the date for the fight. Then they have to pick a venue, right? Then they have to make sure that there's no other events on the same day that they want to pick. So it's a process, guys. All I can say is to the boxing fans out there, stay patient. When this gets finalized, you have to make sure that it's a credible source, right? Somebody like Dan Raphael or somebody like Mike Coppinger. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you have to make sure like an official major boxing outlet you know, post when the date is. Even a regular sports outlet like ESPN or, you know, Bleacher Report. But the person that I look to when it comes to announcements and breaking news is Dan Raphael. He's very solid. Mike Coppinger would probably be my second option. Even somebody like Michael Benson, you know, he's usually somebody that you can trust is putting out real news. You understand what I'm saying? But these days, man, you guys got to understand, everybody wants to be the first person to break the news, especially when you have Gervonta Tank Davis, who is looked at as the face of boxing right next to Canelo Alvarez. I think that I would say Tank is the face of boxing right now because at this point in time, I think Tank is more entertaining to watch than Canelo Alvarez. We know when we see Gervonta Tank Davis, he's going to give us exactly what we want to see, which is an entertaining, non-boring fight that is most likely going to result in Gervonta Tank Davis knocking somebody the fuck out, right? That's exactly what he gave us with the Frank Martin fight. That's what he gave us with the Ryan Garcia fight. And that's what Tank does, man. Like, Tank, you know, he don't switch up, man. He don't switch his style. He you know, all he's been doing, in my opinion, is improving, right? His IQ is getting better, and his footwork in the ring is getting better. He's getting better at cutting off the ring. I mean, we've seen him hunt down Frank Martin. It was like watching a goddamn Siberian tiger hunt down a coyote. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I think the fight is finalized. Tank was supposed to fight Vasyl Lomachenko. Obviously, Vasily Lomachenko's manager came out and said that, you know, he doesn't plan on fighting for the rest of the year, and if he does, it'll be at the last chapter of the year. And that pretty much ended the negotiations between Tank and Lomachenko. And it was Gervonta Tank Davis's coach, one of his trainers, either Calvin Ford or somebody else, one of those guys that trains Tank, came out and said, look, Shakur said that he wants to fight Tank. Let's see if he's serious. We're going to send him an offer. And since then, we keep seeing tweets specifically from Shakur that is signaling that negotiations are indeed taking place, right? Today being the most transparent. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. And the beautiful thing about it is, guys, is Gervonta Tank Davis is turning 30 years old in November. He's in his prime. And I'm just happy that if this fight happens, we are finally seeing Gervonta Davis step up the competition level when it comes to his fights. His biggest critique from most fans, including me, is that Tank, he's been doing what we're saying Canelo was doing now. He's been stepping inside of the ring with people that we feel like he's levels above as far as, how good they are, right? Frank Martin, like the Frank Martin fight was not something that we asked for. Now, I will say this. We did say that Tank doesn't fight black fighters, right? So we kind of did ask for the Frank fight because, people have been saying for a long time that Tank only fights Hispanic fighters, specifically Mexicans. And he finally gave us a fight with, I guess you could say a slick black fighter, right? Like Frank Martin is skillful, right? He showed a lot of skills in his fight with Tank, right? But let's be honest, guys. Shakur Stevenson is by far going to be the best opponent that Tank has stepped in the ring with. And, Shakur's defense is phenomenal. He has a good jab. He has good footwork. He's good at, staying away from I've never seen a boxer avoid getting hit like Shakur does. Shakur will actually jump in the air to avoid getting hit. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this is gonna set the blueprint. This is really gonna put Tank in the Boxing Hall of Fame, and this is really gonna shut the haters up that constantly criticize Gervonta Davis's resume. And if we truly do get this fight in November, which I hope, this is a fight that you should pay for, right? If we actually get the Tank and Shakur fight, guys, just buy the pay-per-view, right? Listen, I got a fire stick boys, we outside, but we always complain about not getting the fights that we want to get, right? Look at Canelo. I just made a video about this. It's actually doing very well. We're complaining about Canelo not fighting David Benavidez, right? He's fighting some fucking bum from New York named Edgar Bologna, right? Some Puerto Rican motherfucker that nobody knows. The casual boxing fan, they've never heard of this guy. Nobody's ever seen him fight, right? He's a bum, right? Like he's nowhere near being a top level fighter in boxing. Better yet, his weight class, right? He fights at 168. Edgar Bologna, nobody knows who the fuck you are, right? And the fact that Canelo chose to fight you, right? It's a disgrace. It's a slap in the face to boxing fans. And that's why when Canelo's fans come on my videos and they leave comments, defending Canelo, I tell them straight up, I respond to them. I say, yo, look, you're what's wrong with boxing. I understand you're a fan of Canelo. It doesn't matter who you're a fan of, Canelo, Tank, Devin Haney, whoever you're a fan of. If your fighter is cherry picking and he's not stepping in the ring with people that actually have a chance of beating him and people that we actually want to see them fight, you got to call these guys out, man, because at the end of the day, you being a fan and you bragging about how much your fighter makes, bro, the money that these boxers are making, my nigga, that money ain't going to y'all niggas. We are being entertained. We're the ones helping them make money, right? So when you dick ride your favorite fighter and you're like, oh, Canelo makes $100 million a fight and all this bullshit, gang, what the fuck does that got to do with you? We talking about boxing as a sport. You understand what I'm saying? So if we get this Tank and Shakur fight, man, buy the goddamn pay-per-view. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make a promise, right? If we actually get this fight, right? We can get this fight, right? And I can somehow get this fight on the Zone or some shit, or even the pay-per-view, and it's less than $100, I'll pay for it, right? As long as the money's coming in, as long as I'm out here getting to the bag, I'll pay for it. If not, Fire Stick Boys be outside, right? But to the people listening to this video, just try your best to buy the goddamn fight, right? Try to, it doesn't matter. Show up to the fight in person. Try to get you a ticket in person. If you can't watch it in person, watch it on watch it on Amazon Prime. Buy Amazon Prime, buy the pay-per-view, because this is gonna be a pay-per-view fight. Buy the goddamn pay-per-view. If you can watch it on Amazon Prime or the Zone, watch it on there and support the fight, man, because this is how we're going to continue to get the fights that we want, by financially supporting them. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think. It's your boy Wavy. Stay Wavy TV. Subscribe, leave a comment.